jumping off of this because on Substack you wrote an article on Brett Cooper when she left the Daily Wire, and you wrote an article about that. And you mentioned people like Mr. Beast and Logan Paul crushing the independent world. And yeah, they're crushing it, but we've also seen, all those articles released about Mr. Beast and, Lunchley and Logan Paul even filming,
Right.
like Logan Paul filming a man committing suicide. Like, I don't even know how that enters your brain that that's a good idea.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And
Yeah,
like
and the suicide force in
yeah,
Japan. Yeah.
and publicly mocking Christianity. So personally, I'm like, I should not look up to these people because like it's just crazy. But when people are saying, well, I should go independent because Hollywood's bankrupt, Hollywood's, sold their soul to the devil and different things like that. But then these people like Mr. Beast and Logan Paul are the people you look up to, for you get ideas from because they're the ones crushing the independent world. But they don't want to look up and garner ideas from Mr. Beast and Logan Paul, rightfully so, because of the different things. What would you say to them? They're like, well, I want to go independent. And maybe that's where LOOR can come in and offer them a place to be. But they're like, I want to go independent, but there's not really good role models that are, super big and crushing it in the independent world.
Yeah, there's not a lot of really good role models, especially on the independent content creation side. But a lot of that is just because we really haven't had any platforms that help carry talent that is righteous and moral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like YouTube's, like all the content that Mr. Beast makes, he's not making it for the audience, he's making it for the YouTube algorithm,
Yeah.
right? Like he knows how to manipulate the algorithm. And it just so happens that because he manipulated the algorithm, he's been able to really just build an entire platform and media brand and stuff like that. Now, I wouldn't fall along the same lines as saying like, oh, Mr. Beast and Logan Paul are bad role models, therefore we can't learn anything from them. I would say they are bad role models, but they're also image bearers that are created in the image of God, and they can't help to do things right. And so, I mean, this is like we get in a complex discussion on like presuppositional apologetics and stuff like that. But I think when we look at artists and they make a good art, or we look at filmmakers and they make a good movie and they're not Christians, the only reason they did that is because they're created by the same God and they reflect him, even if they fail to acknowledge it. So, that's why I think you can watch Mr. Beast and go, like for his Mr. Beast games, it's just on Amazon Prime. It's like $100 million. I read the IGN review and I was like, oh, another YouTuber trying to make long form content. This is going to be trash. But like, I'm like second episode in, and I actually think it's a really great show. I actually think it's a really great show. And like, there's a lot of like manipulation and psychology of, like just like in season 2, I was in the second episode we watched, they had one person from 4 teams, who quote couldn't be bribed, right? And if they took the money, they had this clock, and it was just like the money was just rising in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, just rising. And if at any moment one of those 4 members hit the button, they were safe, but like 50 people on their team got immediately eliminated, right? So here you have a guy, he's going to get the money and he's going to get the protection. And the goal is to find somebody who won't be manipulated and motivated by that. That is a really good, well thought out plot point for a reality TV game show.
Yeah.
That's based in loyalty and greed, right? Like it recognizes sinful aspects of men. And like, like I watch it and I'm like, well, I signed the contract knowing I'm going to be on a reality TV show and it's dog eat dog. And for sure I would take the money
Yeah.
and get safety, right? And I think as a Christian, I would have no moral qualms about that at all because, we all signed up to play the football game. You can't be afraid of being injured. So my approach to that is like radically different. But then you have like, these younger people who are very, very governed by, what do you call it? Dangerous empathy, right? Suicidal empathy and emotions. And they're just like crying, and like, there's like one in the first episode, this one girl is like crying. She's like, I'm going to just sacrifice myself for everybody because that's how I want to be remembered. And she took herself out of the game to save her team it's like so stupid. But yeah, so I can look at Mr. Beast games and I can go, there's really cool elements here of Christian storytelling. And that is done by Mr. Beast, who, by the way, Mr. Beast went to a Christian school all the way through, I believe, through high school. He went to, I think it was Greenville Christian Academy or Greensboro, one of them. I'm in North Carolina. So he was brought up in the Christian tradition faith and I think a classical school. So he's definitely not that anymore.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of foundational Christian view of economics. I think Mr. Beast still clings to, which is free market and all those sort of things. And he really understands, inherently well how capitalism is a protection against greed. And so, so there's a lot, like we can learn all these things from unbelievers because, that's the difference between total depravity and utter depravity, right? Totally depraved doesn't mean you're utterly depraved. You actually can do good things and you can make great content, as a non-believer.